So let's get started
Can you try
today.
now?
Yeah, it's coming. Okay, let's get started. Good morning all. Today is again a demo session. From Monday 8 to 9 we will be having the regular sessions. Okay. So the course content would be, so myself, this is Banu. I have around 6 years of experience into Power Center followed by IDQ. Okay, this is the course content that we will be covering as part of IDQ training. Okay, topics will be our profiling, scorecard, template preparation, standardization, address validation using address doctor, matching, consolidation techniques. After completion of course, you will be able to do this all things like different mappings, maplets, rules, column profiling, multi-object profiling, midstream profiling, cleansing, standardizing, address validation, etc. And in the unit 1 we will be covering, okay, GUI, mappings, maplets, transformation, content sets, data objects. Okay, analyst collaboration is completely with the analyst web URL where we will be adding reference table, importing tables, creating profiles, adding rules, etc. And developer profiling, like whenever we do the profiling on a sample data, so we can do all these different profiling types: join analysis profiling, column profiling, multi-object profiling, mappings and transformations. Okay, midstream profiling and comparative profiling, and data standardization. As part of data standardization, we will be doing cleansing, transform, parse the data, and using standardization for different maplets and mappings. Okay, address validation properties. Okay, in the matching we will try to identify the duplicates and only eliminate all the duplicates by keeping the best version of truth, which is a single record. Finally, eliminating all the duplicates and we will have only a single unique record. Okay, analyzing the match report, cluster analysis, matching maplets, etc. and labeling and parsing different use cases. Okay, consolidation and association. Okay, this also will be as part of matching and consolidation. Data quality assistant. Data quality assistance is very important. Basically this is used to populate the data quality assistant tables for the bad record management and deduplication. This is for handling the exception handling using exception transformation in IDQ. Okay, power center integration. How do we run IDQ mappings with the power center, and how do we integrate all the mappings and maplets with the power center mappings or maplets? Okay, import and export. Import, as you know, code import and export is basically we do from IDQ to Informatica and from XML files to IDQ as well as Informatica in both basic and advanced method. Parameters, creation of parameters in data quality mappings, maplets and files, file paths, etc. Okay, this is the content available with IDQ. These all topics will be covered in IDQ session, and mostly there will be around 22 sessions. Okay, in case you still have more questions or in interview perspective also, I will be supporting you by taking extra 2 sessions. One is for all doubts and another session is for only interview questions at the end of the session. Okay, so all this will be covered in detail, and that's it regarding the course content. And let's move to the demo part. Okay, and we will be providing you the course material, PPT and installation software, and also the recorded sessions daily one by one. Okay, once today I complete the I complete the session today, this session will be shared to you, so that whenever you want you can go through the session, recorded session again, and you can practice yourself. Okay, all this will be provided. So let's get started now. So this is the course structure. What is IDQ? What is IDQ? High availability of data for reporting purpose is known as IDQ. High availability of data for reporting purpose is known as IDQ. IDQ will be basically, we will be working with cleansing the data, standardizing the data, and doing the match and merge on top of this data. Okay. Basically, when you build any code in IDQ, everything will be integrated with the Informatica Power Center. Okay, all the code you develop, mappings, maplets, rules, everything should be integrated with Power Center, and those are used as part of Power Center mappings or maplets. Okay. And now what we can consider as data quality. Okay, measuring the data with respect to different dimensions is known as data quality. The different dimensions will be here: completeness, conformity, consistency, accuracy, match and merge, and address validity. Okay, as part of profiling, we will be measuring the data in these different types of measures. Okay, different types of measures. This is called data quality. After doing all these checks on data, so what is data here? A data can be a source file or source source file, or it may be relational table. Okay, it may be a db2 table, whatever it might be. Okay, data looks like this. Whenever it is a file, it looks like this. Whenever you consider the employee or department table in the Oracle, okay, that can be considered as data. Okay, this is the source data. We need to analyze and get complete understanding of this data with respect to different dimensions. That is called data quality. I will be explaining each of them in detail. Okay, data quality business use case. Let me give you a simple example. Where in really this data quality is used. Suppose we have a retail store, and it want to send some postcard or some bulk SMS to its privileged customers regarding the offers to improve its business. So whenever it finds some privileged customers, say 500 customers are privileged customers, if it sends a postcard or a bulk SMS to 500 customers regarding the promotional offers, will it reach to all the customers? No, right? It will not reach to all the customers, because in real time what happens is most of the addresses will be invalid and most of the mobile numbers are not in a valid format. Okay, if you observe here, this address is blank. This address is blank, and if you come down like this, here the address is unknown. Here the address is unknown, and still we do have some other addresses where there are blanks or nulls or only half addresses. Okay, only half addresses. So what happens because of this unknown addresses and blank addresses, and incorrect addresses also will be there. Incorrect addresses also will be there. And if you observe here, if the zip code, usually the zip code in India is 6 digits, but here it is standard format is 5 digits. But here if you see, there are only 4, and here it is a combination, and here it is a 4. Okay, if we give this invalid zip code, where it will go? It will not reach anywhere. The postcard will not reach anywhere. So what we do in IDQ, we standardize the address, we get the addresses correctly, and we correct the zip codes, and then only we will send the postcard. And if you see here, we do not have the mobile number. Let me show you. Okay, here if you see these are the different mobile numbers, I'll just copy this and open in the notepad. See, these are the different mobile numbers which are present in different formats. There are some invalid mobile numbers as well. If you send the bulk SMS, will it reach to all the customers? No, it will not reach, right? Because it will expect the mobile number in a uniform format. That means we need to cleanse and standardize the mobile number in order to send the bulk SMS, or if we want to send a postcard, we need to cleanse and standardize the address, zip code, etc. And if you see here, state is also like within 2 digits. For some it is having full and some are blank. This is not acceptable in real time. Okay, what we do is we standardize everything, and once we standardize the address and correct the addresses, zip code, state, everything, then if we send the postcard, it will reach to all the 500 customers. Okay, in the first example, what happened? Because of incorrect addresses, this postcard did not reach to all the 500 customers. Only 100 customers received the postcard. Remaining 400 customers did not receive the postcard because of wrong addresses, incorrect addresses. So what happens here? Here $400 will be wasted. Okay, it is a loss to the organization or company or a retail store, right? But in real time, there will not be 400 or 500 customers, there will be some millions of customers. So millions of data will not be reached. That means millions of dollars is being wasted in real time. Okay, so that is the reason all the companies are implementing the data quality on top of the power center code right now. Okay, millions of dollars is getting wasted because of these data quality issues, and most of the data is getting rejected. That is the reason initially they are implementing this data quality. This is the main reason behind that. Okay, and coming to the next part, where does IDQ stand in present market? Okay, if you see the Gartner's report for the last 3 years, if you observe this, okay, IDQ stands top on all the data quality tools. Okay, this is the last 3 years report. If you observe, Informatica IDQ stands top. Why? Because due to its integration and the GUI effect. Its integration with Power Center is very easy, and also its GUI is also very easy. We do have so many data quality tools in present market: SAP data quality, IBM data quality, Talent data quality, and everything. But when you compare with all of them, IDQ data quality is stands top. Okay, IDQ data quality tools overview. Basically, in the Power Center, we have workflow manager, workflow monitor, mapping designer, repository manager, right? Four main tools. But here in IDQ there are two different tools, that is a developer tool and another one is a analyst URL. Okay, developer tool. What is developer tool? Developer tool is basically intended for the developers to develop their mappings and maplets. Let me show you how the developer tool looks like. So this is the developer tool. Okay, let me open a single folder. This is the developer tool where the developers, IDQ developers, will work here to develop the mappings, maplets, profiles, and rules, workflows, applications, everything. Okay, I'll just open and show you how a single simple mapping looks like. So that basically this is how a simple mapping looks like. Okay, this will be developed by IDQ developer based on the requirement. Here completely this developer tool will be accessed by the IDQ developers. So this is called a thick client where all the code is being developed here. Okay, and we do have another tool called analyst tool, which is basically a web-based URL or a thin client, okay, where you can run the profiles and generated scorecards. This is basically used for the analysts or business users or data stewards. Data stewards means who is having complete grip on the data. So we are sitting at the offshore and we do not have complete grip, right? For example, if you see this customer's data, this is the US related customer information. Okay, and if something is missing here, okay, I'm removing this one. If this is missing here, do we know what we should get here? We don't know, right? But the data steward will know what it should come here, what this column should be filled with, because they will be having complete understanding and complete grip on the data. Okay, whenever you feel some any primary key columns or whatever you are expecting the source file is not having or any data mismatch, then what you do, you need to report it to the data stewards. Okay, they will correct this file and they will give back new one. Okay, so this is the analyst, informatic analyst, which looks like this. Let me open and show you also that. Okay, this is the Informatica Administrator tool. Okay, where we log in and check all the services are enabled or not. So whenever if you don't know how we need to log into the analyst tool, you need to check with the BI admin or admin in your project. Otherwise, you can log in here and just click on this link. As we know, this is a web-based URL, and if you click here, it will redirect to the analyst, right? So this is how the Informatica analyst looks like. Here you can open anything, the profiles, rules, specifications, scorecards, like this. Okay, this we will be seeing later in next sessions. Okay, now here let's move to the topic architecture. So basically architecture is very simple. Okay, here we have the information service provider, and we do have basically four services in the IDQ. The first one is analyst service. Analyst service is responsible for the Informatica analyst URL, which is basically used by the data stewards or business users. Okay, whatever you develop in the developer tool, everything will be replicated to the IDQ. As you can see, these both are interacting in this link. Okay, whatever you develop in the developer tool, everything will be replicated into the analyst, and whatever you develop in the analyst, everything will be replicated into the developer. Okay, and we do have model repository service, which connects to the repository and fetch the data. Model repository service is basically responsible for the Informatica developer tool. That means this tool, model repository service, is responsible for this tool where all the developer will develop the code, mappings, maplets, scorecards, everything. Okay, now And data integration service. What is data integration service? Data integration service is basically responsible for running the mappings, maplets, profiles and everything. And in the data integration service, which in turn has four different services, that is profile service. Profile service is basically used to create and run the profiles. Okay. Mapping service is used to create and run the mappings. SQL service is basically for connecting to the database, whatever it might be, Oracle. And CMS service. This is the important one. CMS service means it is basically called as content management service. Content management service is basically responsible for storing the reference information or lookup information. Okay, when you compare this with Power Center, in Power Center we do have lookup, right? Lookup table or lookup data or lookup file. Okay, same concept appears here, but in IDQ we call them as reference data or the lookup data. Reference data or the lookup data. Okay, and coming down to this integration service. This integration service is a integration service of the Informatica Power Center, which is basically used to run the mappings through the workflow manager. Okay, and this is the repository service where all the code in the Informatica Power Center, whatever the developer develops, it is stored in the repository. Okay, and repository service is basically stores all the mappings, maplets, uh, everything that you develop through the mapping designer. And comes to when coming to the end, this is the metadata manager service, and this is completely a different tool. Okay, to be frank, even I did not work on this metadata manager service. Okay, so I cannot say more on this, but I can say that this is a different tool, same like IDQ and Informatica Power Center. Okay. IDQ capabilities and key components. Okay, what are the capabilities and key components of IDQ? Basically, the capabilities of IDQ, like we can do the parsing, profiling. See, these are the capabilities of the IDQ tool where we can perform all these actions, that is data profiling, business rules configuration, data cleansing using standardizer and expression, data parsing using the parser transformation or some other incoming data, and data standardization, address validation and enrichment, and match and merge. These all are the capabilities of the data quality tool. Okay, data profiling concepts and data profiling using IDQ. What is data profiling? Okay, data profiling is nothing but understanding the data with respect to different dimensions. Okay, understanding the data with respect to different dimensions is known as data profiling. So, what are the different dimensions that are present in the data profiling? Okay, let's move to that part. So here are the different dimensions we need to consider while doing the profiling. Okay, understanding the data with respect to these dimensions is called as data profiling. Okay, let's see one by one. Completeness. What is completeness? Completeness is a measure which tells all the key columns should be populated with any value, but there should not be any nulls. That means, let me give you a simple example. Okay, here in this file, the customer ID, we have so many customer IDs. If you observe 102, 105, 106 here are repeated here again. Okay, What does completeness say? Completeness measure says all the values in a column should be, key column should be populated, but there should not be any nulls like this. Any nulls like this. If there are any blanks or any nulls in the customer ID, can we say that this is customer ID is a complete? No, this customer ID is not complete. Okay, suppose in real time we do get the data like this for the key columns, then what we need to do? We need to tell to the source team or the business team that we are getting nulls in the key columns and please correct the source file and give it to us again. Okay, based on that they will give us inputs. Okay, here there might be a possibilities of the duplicates get repeated like this. There can be the duplicates like this, but the thing is there should be a value populated completely. So this is the completeness measure. Okay, for what all columns we will be doing completeness measure? All the mandatory columns we will be doing the completeness measure. Mandatory means key columns. Basically customer ID is a key column and zip code is a key column, and whenever you order, zip code is mandatory, right? Is a key column, and whenever you order any order amount should be, and also order ID also we will measure the completeness. Okay, this is all about the completeness, and I will be sharing the real time project also, how we prepare the template using all these measures. Okay, and coming to the next, conformity. What is conformity? Conformity checks for the different patterns that are represented. Okay, for example, for example, see, we have a name called Sai in a table. Okay, and how this is represented in a different pattern in a IDQ. This is represented as X, X, X in IDQ. Okay, and we have some other name called Banu Sri 0123. Okay, how this is represented as a pattern in IDQ? This is represented as X, 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 X and X, X, X and 9, 9, 9 and 9. That means you can clearly understand here that all the characters or alphabets are represented by X and all the numbers or digits are represented by 9. Okay, these are the two different patterns where alphabets and digits are represented, and this can be represented as like this also, X of 3. What is X of 3? 3 means length of this name. 3 means length of this name, and here also you can represent like this. Okay, X of 8 and 9 of 4. Okay, these are the different patterns that are represented in the IDQ. Okay, if you see here for the conformity, see here, see this value AX148K is represented as like this, AA999A. So all the numbers 148 is represented by 999. And if you see for this column, this address country, renter address country column, if the value is DE, okay, value is DE, then pattern is AA. That means XX. Okay, this is how the different patterns are represented. What is this conformance percentage? Here we have 100%. That means all the column data that is present follows this pattern. Here you can see analysis. 100% of the data follows standard ISO 2-care representation of data. This represent good data quality. For each column, this is one column, this is one column, this is one column. This is how we measure the conformity. Okay. Coming to the next one, consistency. Okay, what is consistency? Consistency checks for the representation of names of city, state, countries, etc. Let me give you a simple example on how consistency works. See, in the data, if you see here, if you see in the customer info, country, add a filter and select this. See what we have. India is represented in three different ways: IND, INDI, INDIA. I am just doing a cancel. Okay. India can be represented in different formats, that is IND, INDI, okay, INDIA and INDIA, like this. From the source file or source data we are getting different forms of country name, that is India. So what we need to do as part of consistency check? We need to make all this into a single format, single uniform format by using the IDQ transformations. Like power center, we do have so many transformations in the IDQ. Okay, by using those transformations, we will be converting this into a uniform format. So assume from the client we got this is the proper format. So what we will be doing for all the four, we will be converting into the same proper format like this for all the four. So across the data, the country name will be uniform. Okay. And next one, accuracy. What is accuracy? Okay, checks for the data accuracy in all the key fields. This means all the key fields should be free from the junk values or the character values. That means if you check the accuracy for the first name or last name, here if you check the accuracy for the last name and first name, can you say this is accurate? No. Why? Because here we are having special characters in the name. Okay, do we have special characters in the name? No, right? We do not have numbers and special characters in the name. So what we do as part of IDQ transformation checks, we will be removing all these special characters and we will be giving the cleansed data to the downstream. Okay, cleansed data to the downstream. Accuracy means all the column values or key values should be free from the junk values or special characters. Okay, and what we have? We still have the duplicates. In this duplicate measure, what we will do is we will identify the possible duplicates that are present in a file or a table, and we will eliminate all the duplicates, and finally we will be having only a single record that is called the best version of truth. That will be the final survivor record or the unique record. Let me give you a simple example how these duplicates work. Okay, here for example we have, see, this is the three records. Okay, suppose someone is visiting some client location in office or somewhere, then they want to book some accommodation, right, whenever they will come for a client visit. Okay, what we need to do is, like, he can book the accommodation direct from a web URL, okay, online, and he can book the accommodation He can book the accommodation by directly going to the hotel and walk in. Okay, and he can book the accommodation for the reaching reaching through the travel agent. So in the database for this record, how many duplicates we have? There are 3 duplicates, right? If you see, this is the half name and the company name is also short, mobile number is this one, and email id. And for this record there is bit complete name and company name is bit extended and the mobile number is different. If you observe, these mobile numbers are also different, email id is also different, company name is also different. And for the third record also we have the name different and the company name is full name and the mobile number is also different and the email id is this one. So whenever you do a group by on this column, what we will get? We will get 3 different records if we do a group by on these 3 records. But ideally, are these records are 3 records? No. Ideally, this is a record of only a single customer. So what we do is, we need to identify the possible duplicate values like this, group them together by using some group functions. Okay, and finally we get only the single survivor record, which is the best version of truth out of all these duplicated records. Okay, out of all these duplicated records we get a final record. This is the single survivor record. Okay, this is called the best version of truth. And now address validity. What is address validity? As we already discussed about the incorrect addresses, so as part of address validity, we validate and verify the addresses, and once we verify and enrich the address, enrichment means, address enrichment is nothing but we pass some part of address to the address doctor and we get the complete address. This is called address enrichment. So we get the complete address, then only we will process the data for the downstream. That means here if you see addresses which are not deliverable, that means we need to identify the addresses that are not deliverable and enrich those addresses. That means we need to populate the complete address for this address validity. Okay, next coming to the another important check, that is called as integrity check or sanity check. So what is integrity check or sanity check in terms of MDM as well as IDQ? Assume we have 2 tables, a parent table and a child table. That is, employee table is a parent table where we have employee ID is 1 and employee name is some Sai and department ID is 10. And another record we have employee ID is 2, name is Kishore and department number is 20. Okay, and assume we also have a department table which is a child table, and here if you observe we have employee name as Sai, department number as 10 and job role is software engineer. And for the second record, assume we have an employee ID, employee name called Arpita and employee ID is 30 and job role is clerk. Here if you clearly observe, this Arpita or the department ID 30 in the child table is not having its reference in the parent table. Okay, this 30 is not present in the reference, not having its reference in the parent table. This is called orphan record. Okay, this is called orphan record. Similarly, when you compare in the parent table, okay, the parent table 20, department number 20 is not having its reference in the child table. Similarly, this is called as an orphan record. Identifying the record that is present in the child table but does not have any reference in its parent table is called as orphan record. Okay, is called as orphan record. These are the different measures we do as part of IDQ. Okay. Next, coming to the walk through a data profiling template. So now I would like to show how a simple profile looks, column profile looks, and how we need to analyze the profile. Okay, this is the developer tool. Okay, in order to create a folder, you need to have the admin rights. Okay, already there are so many folder, but I will show how to create a folder. Just right click on the repository, go to the project, enter the folder name. Folder name we can give as demo because this folder name is not present. Click on next. You can add the any user in case you want. Usually this job is done by the Informatica admin, so you no need to worry about this step. But I just wanted to show you how we can add the users and permissions. You can add any user like this and give the permissions. Okay, I'm clicking finish. As soon as I click on finish, the folder gets created. This is the empty folder, that is why there is no symbol over here. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to import a file, customer file, and run a profile on that. Okay, click on new data object. Data object, we have flat file data object, green plum data object, relational data object, many different data objects. Okay, give me one moment. So different data objects are present. So if I want to import a file, then we go for the flat file data object. Click on next. Okay, you can create a empty flat file or you can create it from a existing flat file. I will show you how to create using existing flat file because we will be getting these files from the onshore or the business users or the data steward in real time. We will not be creating any empty file as we wish. Now browse. Okay, these all are files. I will show the customer file. Click on open, click on next. If you see here, see these are the field names and these are the column value or the data that is present in this table. Data that is present in this table. Okay, click on next. And this is a comma separated file, so here we have enabled the delimiter as comma, and text qualifier, it is no quotes. I will tell you what is this text qualifier. So whenever you click on this import column names from first line, all these column names will be coming over here. Okay, and what is text qualifier? Assume we have a city information of an employee. Okay, name, city and state. So in the name we have Sai, city is Hyderabad and state is Telangana state. This is the first record, and for the second record we have Krishna, city is Chennai and state is Tamil Nadu. Okay, state is Tamil Nadu, T Nagar. Okay, this is the table that contains the employee, city and state information, and these both are the records. Okay, now whenever we try to insert this first record, Sai will go to name, Hyderabad will go to city, Telangana state will go to state. But When we try to insert the second record, this Krishna will go to name, Chennai will go to city, and Tamil Nadu will go to state. What happens to this T Nagar? We cannot insert this, right, because this is a extra piece of record. So for this purpose we go with the text qualifier. Text qualifier is basically a single quote or a double quote. Okay, this is the text qualifier we give for all the columns, all the column data. So whenever we try to insert this data, starting from the text qualifier till ending of the text qualifier, this will be treated as a single data for a particular column, and this will get inserted into the state. Okay, this is the main use of the text qualifier. Now click on next. Here we have the customer ID, precision, scale, etc. And if you want to change, you can change it over here. Data type also you can change accordingly your wish. And this is the data that is present in the file. Now click on finish. So whenever you click on finish, this file will get imported into the IDQ. Okay, here we have, this is the overview of the file where it shows the definition. Read. What is read? Read transformation means it acts as a source. That means we will be reading from a source, right? So this as a source. If you click output here and go to runtime, we will be having the file here. We will be having the source file directory path here. So if you want to assign a parameter also, you can assign a parameter, but these parameters should be defined in the administrator. Okay, how to define this parameter? In case you don't want to give the complete path, just go to the DIS, data integration service, go to the process, and here you need to configure the parameter, source file directory, target file directory. You can edit this and change this as you wish. Whatever path you want to give, you can give. Okay, so for now let it be like this. This is the output where we have the runtime and all the file properties. Similarly, we have a write. What is write? Write means we are writing to a target table. We are loading to a target table. If you click on this input, again you will get the runtime and properties of the target file. Append if exist means if already some records are present in the file, it will append. If you don't select this option, it will overwrite into the file. Okay, similarly these all are options, and here also you can give the path or you can select the parameter as you wish. Okay, this is how we assign a parameter for the target file directory. Now coming to the profiling concept, if I want to run a sample profile on this customer file, now right click and click on profile. I am doing a simple column profiling. This is the profile. Click on next. We can give the profile with today's date because we do have n number of profiles in our IDQ. Okay, click on next. Here we have enabled run profile on finish. Click on next. Whenever you click on next, we have different options over here in the column profiling. Okay, column selection. See, here we want to select important columns or deselect the columns. Okay, why we do this? Here we only have some 20 to 30 columns, but the thing is in real time we will be having 100 columns, and we will not be doing profiling for all the 100 columns. We will be doing profiling only for the important columns that needs to be part of the profiling result. So select or deselect the columns you want, whatever you want. Okay, for now I am selecting everything because there are only some 20 or 30 columns over here. Going to the next part, filter. Okay, while doing the profile, if you want to add any filter, you can add it over here. Suppose, say from the business, we have a source file which is having the information from 1950 to 2017. The source file is containing the data year 1950 to 2017. But we get a requirement that the business wants only the profiling result for customers who joined after 2000 year. So what we need to do? We need to apply the filter on the date and do profiling only for that year. Okay, that means date greater than 2010. You need to give the date format. Like that you need to apply a filter. Click on next. You can give filter on some name or anything, country or currency or something. Here if you see, this is a set as active option. Whenever you enable this option, automatically this filter will be applied when you run the profile. Otherwise this filter will not be applied in the profile. Click on next. You can add a filter like this. I am showing a sample filter. Currency is equal to U dot S dot D. Okay, validate expression. This is valid. Click on finish. This is how we can apply a filter. But if you observe here, in this radio button is not enabled for this filter. That means this is not an active filter. If you want this filter to be applied while running the profile, always you need to select this. Okay, so that the filter will be applied. Otherwise, you can select this. Okay, now we have another option called sampling option. What is sampling option? Sampling option means it selects the number of rows to the profile. Number of rows to the profile. All the rows means all the records that are present in the source file will be included as part of profiling. First means you can select first 100 or 1000 records for the profiling. Random sample means you can select a random sample of 10 or 100 or anything. That means random sample means from the first or middle or last. You can select 100 records. Random sample auto means we are giving the choice to integration service itself to select 10 records or 20 or 30 or 100 records from first, middle or last. Okay, these are the different sampling options. For now I am selecting all rows. Okay, now drill down option. What is this drill down option? If you want to see the data on the profiling result by clicking a column, you need to enable this drill down option. Okay, and drill down on live data and staged data. What is this? See, whenever your source file data is changing dynamically, source file name is changing dynamically, then you go with the live data. If the stage file is like static data, then we go with the staged data. Okay, now run settings. Run settings, we have native data integration service. By default we will be having native and data integration service. Hive means whenever you work with the big data edition of Informatica, you go with the Hive. Now click on finish. As soon as you click on finish, your profile will be created and the profile is running here. Okay. Okay, now the profile is finished. Now go to the result and try to analyze the result here. Okay, this is the profile that we ran for the all customers file. Here this is the profiling result. If you observe the profiling result, column profiling, all rows are 2499 rows are present and last run date is today's date and timestamp. Okay, here if you see the values for the customer ID, select this customer ID. If you select this customer ID, all the values that are present in the customer IDs are displayed over here. Unique values will be 2409 records. Unique percentage is 96.39, and nulls are 4 nulls. 4 records are nulls, and it has given the null percentage as well. And data type is integer of 8. Okay, documented data type is decimal of 8, where you can change the data type as you wish. And maximum value and minimum value here. Maximum value and minimum value you don't need to bother, as this is a customer ID field. Okay, maximum value and minimum value will be checked only for the sum or amount fields and last profile date. So here if you observe, for the customer ID we are having 4 records nulls. In case you want to drill down or see what are these 4 records, just go here, double click here. You will get the 4 records here. These are the 4 records. Okay. Similarly, for the 10110131, we have 3 records. Frequency is nothing but a count, and this is the chart. If you want to see this record, just double click here. Okay, we do get like this data. So if you want to see the country, click on country here. These are the different values that are present for country. Just click here, you can see the values of the country. And if you want to see the null values, double click here. Here is the null values. If you want to see this country one, just double click, you can see 2 records. Frequency is 2 means number of count of records. Similarly, if you want to see the patterns that are applicable, select the pattern here. Here for the country, XX is the possible applicable pattern. That means if you select here, 2367 records is having US. Okay, US, as we already know, this in the patterns, all the characters are represented by X and all the numbers are represented by 9. Okay, others will consist of different patterns. Just double click. See, in others, all other different patterns came. These are the different patterns which are accommodated for others. And null values, if you see for a country, this is the null value. Similarly, you can see for the currency as well. If you want to see the others, just see what others we are having in currency. These are the other values that are coming from the source file. Okay, now go to the statistics. In the statistics, it will give the minimum length, maximum length for that particular record. This is the maximum length for the currency 3, that means USD. Minimum length 1. Bottom 5 records, these are the bottom 5 records, and we do get the top 5 records. These are the top 5 records. And in the data types, it will show the applicable data types for this currency. For currency, if you see, these 2 possible applicable data types can be accommodated. Okay, fixed length string 3 and string 3. Okay, conformance is 100%. Based on this, we will select which data type we can apply for this currency while creating the table. Okay, this is how we need to create the profile for the source file, and we need to understand the data. Okay, if you want to save this profile result and share it with the customer, just click here and save. Okay, this is with today's date. I am saving in my desktop. Save it, click on OK. In the desktop, this is the with today's date, the profile is created. All the result that is present in the developer tool profiling result will be coming here. Same result. This is the profiling result. Filter name, no filter. Sampling policy, all rows. Customer ID. If you select, these are the applicable data types, and frequency is this. Percentage is this. And if you go for the values, these are the values that are present for customer ID. Okay. And for all other columns also you can see the all other columns as well. This is for the company name, I guess. Okay. And if you go here, okay, these are the different values for different columns. Name, company, date, okay, country, see preferred deliver method, all the values you can see here. Frequency means count. How many this type of records are present? 336 records are having United Parcel Service Blue. Okay, patterns. Customer ID pattern is this. Customer tier pattern is this. Last name patterns, these are the applicable patterns. Okay, data types, the possible applicable data types, and statistics. It will show same statistics, average, deviation, maximum length, minimum length, bottom and 5 records, top 5 records, and sum, all the sum. Okay, properties. Once you click on this property, you will find a link to profile where we can open this same through the analyst. Once you click here, this should route to the analyst tool. See, now this profile will get opened in the analyst. Okay, we will get link to the analyst over there. You can view the same results over here also, same. Okay, everything will be same here. And I will be explaining the different values, same thing here. If you click here, you will get the values like this. If you want to drill down, just double click here. Okay, similarly patterns, data types, etc. I'll be explaining in my next class. Okay, that's it for today. If you have any questions, you can ask me. Anyone is having any questions, you can ask me.
Do we have the class tomorrow?
You need to check with Kishore, I guess.
Okay.
We will be having the regular sessions from Monday, as I have given
Okay, and
one demo session yesterday as well.
okay. And what could be the time for the Monday?
8 to 9.
8 to 9 Indian time, right?
Yeah, Indian time. Is it okay for you?
Yeah, yeah, that's fine. I'm in Eastern time, so it will be like 10:30 p.m. That's fine.
Okay, fine. So Monday also there will be regular session, uh,
Okay.
8 to 9, and Kishore will be sharing the link.
Okay, and I'm requesting you to like sending me the software link so I can, install and we can like I can practice together also. Like once we finish the class and like next day I can do the
Yeah,
practice on it too.
yeah, definitely I will share the installation things and software. You no need to worry on that. Uh,
Okay.
I'll share it with Kishore so that he will be sharing with you.
Okay, no problem.
And we will be sharing this recorded session, today's recorded session also. And in case
Yeah.
you want, you can check with Kishore and he will be giving.
Okay. So is it any like more demos classes going on or this is the last one?
Actually, from past 4 days, I am giving demo continuously.
Oh my God. I'm sorry. Yesterday, actually, I'm trying to connect you guys, but somehow I couldn't connect and I was waiting like 10, 15 minutes and then said, okay, might be not, there is no classes today. And I talked to the Kishore in the morning, and he said, "Oh, my yesterday was there is a demo session yesterday.
Okay.
I don't know." So this is my first one, but I think you have a very good knowledge about the IDQ. So what about the MDM? You going to take the same all like you're going to take the MDM also or somebody else?
Yeah, for MDM there is a separate trainer.
Okay,
In case you are interested, we will share with Kishore.
okay.
Okay, from Monday there will be a regular session. Vijay and Dev, your name is Dev, right?
Hello.
Yeah, there will be a regular session. You can join from 8 to 9.
Okay.
Okay.
So 10:30 Eastern time.
Yeah,
Okay.
timings are
Thank
fine,
you.
right, with you?
Yeah, no problem. That I think this is the perfect timing. 10:30 to how long it would be like 1 hour or hour
Only
and a half
1 hour.
something?
Only 1 hour.
1 hour. Okay. One
Yeah.
hour. Okay.
Okay, I'll be sharing
Yep.
today's recorded session and software with Kishore. Okay, try to
Okay.
reach out to him. Monday you can attend as usual. Thank you all. Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you too.